5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name is Michael Barber, blatantly stealing Harlan Guthrie's intro because he's been away for a couple weeks, and I really missed him, and this just keeps him a little closer, it feels like, inside of me. What are we doing here tonight? This is not our usual slot time. Well, let me tell you. I'm here doing a new section we would like to call Michael's Review Corner. That's it. That's the corner. Just so you guys know, we've been contacted by Shades of Vengeance Games. Their new Kickstarter they've got going out called Era the Consortium, the core rulebook. Get on over to Kickstarter, give it a look. There's a lot of really good things going on there. And if you like it, support it, and go from there, because not only do they have the core rulebook ready to go, they've got a whole universe of add-ons ready to go, so that you can get even further and further and further into their universe. So thank you very much to Shades of Vengeance Games and Ed Jowett, creator and lead writer, lead designer, and I'm thinking you wear a lot of hats there, Mr. Jowett, so thank you very much to you and your team for entrusting us to do this sort of thing. It's our first review, so it's probably going to be a little raw. That being said, if the review was helpful, give us a like, a thumbs up. If it wasn't helpful to you, give it a thumbs down. Either way, give us some comments, give us some feedback, help us get better. And make these more useful to you, because that's who it's all about. Diving right in to Era the Consortium, the core rulebook, I have to say right away I was very, very impressed with number one, the artwork, and number one, the actual page layout. I'm a simple man, I really like fonts. The page layout itself was very clean, very crisp, very easy on the eyes, very easy to read. And so thank you very much. I like that part a lot. Being review, I'm not going to really hold back. There were a few things I did not like, and we'll get into those a little bit later. As a whole, I think if you're an experienced role-playing player and you're looking for something different, if you're an experienced GM and you want to try, you like the sci-fi, you like futuristic gaming, this is going to be a great universe for you to explore. There is a lot of creativity, a lot of really fresh ideas, I think, and there's a lot of already developed history that you can really get into and really be a part of this universe. They put a lot of time, a lot of thought into developing this world. The universe. Section 1, History of the Future. They start from page 2 and go all the way basically to page 134, letting you know what you need to know about the universe that you delve into. That being said, I found that actually threw me off a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I'm a crunch guy. I'm not really into the fluff. I also think that if you're new to role-playing, this might be a little bit overwhelming. Again, there's a lot of thought, a lot of creativity, but I think maybe it could have come a little bit later in the book. I think the reason was get the people in, get involved, understand the universe that you are in. A lot of it is written, in a sense, as a story, as you go along, as like captain logs, that sort of thing, with the actual history and the facts rolled into that. Me being a crunch guy, that was actually hard for me to get into. But I know a lot of people really like that sort of thing, and if that's your thing, you will love the way this has been set up. Character creation. This is another thing that at first I found kind of awkward, because in part 1, the history of the future, they talk about the different races the different playable races that you can be in Era the Consortium. They don't actually tell you anything about game stats, so I find that kind of weird that they've got an overview of the races and then in a whole different section, character creation, then they tell you, well, if you want to play a human, this is how your stats will be affected. If you want to play any of the different races, this is how it affects the stats. Why I did it that way, I don't know. I got nothing. Anyway, then we get into character creation. Again, they talk about first thing in character creation is the races, the different races that you can be. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 different races that you can be. And some of them are kind of funky. Again, very creative. I liked the world that they're creating here. One of the things that I thought was fantastic about this game system, if you're into the actual role-playing aspect of the game, they give you a great section on how to create your character's backstory. They give you a section on creating your character's morals, different quirks, different appearances. If you have a concept in mind of what you want to be, they talk about, again, developing your attributes, your skills, and they give you a really good section on personal skills, technical skills, interpersonal skills, and it really helps flesh out the kind of character that you want to be while you explore this world. Great little section in there. And then you can also get into different specialties just to further enhance the type of character that you want to be. Probably my favorite section in here. It's the implants, equipment, and vehicles. This is where I think these guys really shine and show a lot of their creativity. The section on implants I thought was fantastic, and it really, in my mind, set this game apart from some of the other sci-fi genres out there. Some very creative stuff. The implants are things you get put into your body to enhance whatever it is you want to do. One of the ones that I thought was kind of neat was, sorry, I forget what it's called, but essentially it's a backpack. And what you do is you have this implanted into your back, and it moves all of your internal organs around to create space where you can carry things. And then they give you, typical uses would be like a courier or a messenger would have these implants so that they can carry things in their back. I guess that's nice for if you're, on bikes and you can wear those shirts that wick away the moisture and keep you nice and aerodynamic. Then they go into melee weapons, range weapons, ammunitions, explosives, heavy weapons, armor, shields, skill-enhancing equipment, mounted weapons, mines in space combat, alien-mounted weapons in space combat. There's a lot of really great, really creative ideas in this section. The ERA D10 rule set. This is probably the part that I found the most confusing, why this section wasn't put first. Because as you're creating your character and you're looking at all the weapons and the vehicles, a lot of this may not make sense to you, because they talk about how it affects different stats and different roles and that sort of thing, and if you don't know the basics of the game that you're playing, you may get a little lost on the way. So my recommendation, if you're a new role player, read Part 4 first, and that might help you along the way with the rest of it as you flesh out your character and get an idea of what you're going to be doing there and how you're going to be doing it actually mechanically metagaming around the table. Now here we have probably one of my other favorite things about this game is the rules on grappling. They literally give you mechanic for ripping your opponent in half. And not only do they give you the mechanic and how to rip your opponent in half, they also make everyone else around that actually witnesses this make a horror check to make sure that they can, keep going doing what they're going to do while witnessing someone being split in half. Fantastic idea. I love it. If nothing else, I'm going to steal that rule and use it in another game at some point. Again, some really good general advice on role-playing games and how to role-play specifically with ERA the Consortium. And they also give you very helpful suggested campaign ideas to help you get started into the universe and delve into it with your group right away. Very useful. They also give you a section on hardcore rules if you want to have a more gritty feel, depending on how you guys personally like to play your games. This is where, again, I think they redeem themselves in making it more accessible to new players. They have great flowcharts. Flowcharts for melee combat, range combat, grappling. So if I want to shoot my laser pistol, it goes against this, and these are the steps going forward. Very nice if you have them printed out and at the table in front of you. So if you are new to role-playing, you don't get bogged down trying to look up rules. It's very nice, very well thought out and laid out right in front of you. I think most importantly, what this made me do is I'm not a huge sci-fi fan, but looking at how in-depth this world was and how much creativity went into designing this world, it really makes me want to take it. And if you guys have ever watched any of the Invictus Stream games, you'll know that in between our campaigns we do a lot of one-shots, just one-time games. I would really like to take this and do this with the other guys and see how it plays out and see how we feel getting into the game. So probably look for that if it's something you're interested in, because we will do that probably in the future at some point. If this does sound interesting to you, if this is a world you want to check out, I highly recommend at least giving it a shot, looking into it, checking it out. As I said, go to the Kickstarter, look at it. They have a whole world, a whole universe ready for you to explore, and you can spend, like, literally with how much they have ready to go for you guys, you could spend years gaming around the table. And I think when it comes down to it, isn't that what it's all about? In closing, I would just like to say thank you again for giving us the opportunity to review it. So to Shades of Vengeance Games, really want to thank you guys for giving us this opportunity. I hope it was what you were, looking for. If you're not from Shades of Vengeance, thank you for following along. If you made it this far, please, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, leave a comment, let us know if it was useful to you or how we can improve in future installments of Michael's Review Corner. As Chris likes to say, what does Chris like to say? See you around the table.